Hi, my name is Kai. I am sick and I make videos about my life, and welcome to part 3 of my heart series. So if you have not seen the first 2 parts, please go watch them. They are relevant and you will have no idea what's happening otherwise. They are in a playlist linked. So the first episode was about me having an SVT attack, the second one was about my ablation, and this video is going to be all about what my heart has been doing since all of that. So after my ablation, I had a pretty high heart rate for the first day. I was like at 130 and it continued onwards, which typically isn't that strange. If you have an ablation, you can have a high heart rate for like up to 2 weeks. I kept having a high heart rate past that. It was super high all the time and it wasn't going down. Eventually I saw my cardiologist and he put me on beta blockers, which is still pretty typical. A lot of people who've had an ablation do still have a high heart rate afterwards and go on beta blockers. So I was on propranolol. And I did not like it, if I'm being honest with you. It made me super tired. I just kind of felt dead and personality-less a lot of the time. I just wasn't doing great, and the longer I was on it, the more issues I was having. I was having worse circulation, I was having all these other issues, and it was just not a fun time. So eventually I was taken off of propranolol, and we had kind of like discovered belatedly it was sending me into like mild heart failure, because having my heart slow down that much wasn't helping anything. So my cardiologist put me on Florinef, which is a POTS medication. So this is where things get a bit tricky. So I have, like I mentioned at the beginning, there are 3 different heart conditions that affect me. POTS, which isn't really the heart condition, which is my veins. SVT, which was pretty much, I don't want to say like cured, but taken care of with the ablation. I do not have any more SVT attacks or episodes, so that's kind of gone out of the equation. But I do have a high resting heart rate. I have a high heart rate that is not connected to my POTS. I will just be sitting here and I'll have 110 of a heart rate, which is not great. So they did put me on Florinef, which is a POTS medication, and it helps with POTS symptoms. So the POTS symptoms are kind of like heart rate going up when I stand up, blood pressure dropping when you stand up, and it's all related to your posture. So when you stand up, your heart rate tries to compensate for the blood loss, but your blood pressure drops, your heart rate goes up, all that fun stuff. But I have issues with having, also having just a high heart rate all the time, low blood pressure all the time. That is irrelevant of my posture. So I have worsening symptoms from my posture and symptoms that are not related to it, which is what leads us to saying POTS and inappropriate sinus tachycardia syndrome, which is exciting. Multiple heart conditions, but they don't know what to do about it, if I'm being frankly honest. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know what to do about it. The beta blockers were not working, because they didn't help any of my POTS symptoms, and they made my circulation worse. So Florinef is what I'm on right now, and it's a medication that pretty much increases your sodium, like makes your like veins hold your sodium but get rid of potassium. There are a lot of like dangers of being on this medication, which is why I don't want to stay on it. I've started doing like IV infusions to try and help with my POTS, but we don't know what to do about either of them. And the infusions help with my POTS, so we may end up like increasing the amount of times, because I only do 1 infusion a week. We may end up increasing that. We don't know. I guess we'll see. But they don't know what to do about my heart rate still, because I still have a super high heart rate, low blood pressure. I have bad circulation. I get cold really easily. Like, it's all these things that are the stuff that I've had my whole life that is completely irrelevant of the SVT episodes I've had, that are getting quite bothersome. Like, I will just be out of breath sitting here talking, and it's not great. So lots of problems. Nobody knows what to do with them. Nobody knows how to help. But I do have a referral to Mayo Clinic. So my cardiologist put one in. I am being referred over there. I am seeing their cardiologist ward, not just a POT specialist, but heart specialist, all that fun stuff. And maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll find medication that works. Maybe we'll find something else that works. If nothing ends up working, a pacemaker's been talked about. It is something we don't want to do because I'm only 21 right now, but we'll see. So pretty much that's where I'm at right now. I have no more SVT. So all of my, like the SVT episode and the ablation, we're good. We're all good. That is taken care of. Which makes me so excited. And I mean, now granted, something could go wrong. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. There we go. Something could happen, but we're just really hoping it doesn't. We're really hoping nothing goes wrong with that. And just, we're gonna run with the fact that I do not have SVT anymore. It is just POTS and some sort of tachycardia, inappropriate sinus tachycardias. Really just what it is. So yeah, that's where I'm at. The ablation was a fantastic procedure. For me, at least. It is not the option for everybody. Talk to your doctor, obviously, about all that. But for me, it was incredibly effective. I only had to have the one. Some people have to have multiple. Some people have multiple and it still doesn't work. I have a friend who's like that. But my SVT closed that chapter of my life. Luckily, it was awful. Now we're just trying to figure out how to treat my POTS, how to treat whatever tachycardia I have. If they are somehow related in some way, nobody knows. So yeah, I will probably catch you guys up when I have my appointment at Mayo Clinic, which is still unscheduled, so we'll figure that out, but I'll keep you updated. I will probably vlog whenever I go to Mayo. We'll have a blast. I will keep you guys in the loop, but for now, that is my heart journey up until this point. Thank you for sticking around. Give this video a like, comment what heart conditions do you have, if you have any, and subscribe for more updates, and check out the other videos below. There will be some there. And as for always, much love. Bye!